Hey everybody, so this is another permanent setup here. I don't know what to do with my background yet. I'm borrowing this tripod with a ring light. It just happens to be over at my house at the moment. So I was like, hey, I'll try this out. And then if this is something that looks cool, this is something I'll invest in, and we'll see. Let's talk about the Blue Beetle movie. It is technically the first installation of the new DCU. James Gunn has said that. He has also said that Superman Legacy is going to start his DCU. So whatever that means, I don't know. I've always thought the Blue Beetle character was cool. I've always seen him in animated things. Obviously, he's never been in live action before that I know of. But I've always been interested by his character. I did not know a lot about him other than that there was two versions. Like I knew that there was Jaime and I knew there was one before him. And what I knew about it was that the scarab thing that's attached to him is kind of like violent and a little bit more hardcore than he wants to be. The actor, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've been told Xolo. If that's wrong, I completely apologize. And you can comment below how to pronunciate it better. I don't know the actor. I know he's from Cobra Kai, which I've never seen. All the trailers I saw, I would always said it looked fun. I'm like, man, this looks like a fun movie. DC's been a mess lately, so I really hope it's good. And then James Gunn, when he said this is gonna be like kind of like the start point for the DCU, that gave me hope in it. It's like, okay, so this was made before it took control, but he's adopting it. I'm like, yes, this will work. Cause like it doesn't really reference other things. Like it references stuff, but nothing to like the Snyderverse or whatever you want to call the DCU. The DCEU. I was hyped for it. I mean, I wasn't like super hyped. I wanted to be so hyped because I've always thought the character was cool. But like I said, DC has just kind of been very hit or miss. So I didn't want to get my hopes up too high. I want to say that overall, I thought it was a very fun movie. It's a very moving movie. It's got some emotion in it for sure. I'm not ashamed to say, I cried twice in this movie. Like, I don't know if I've ever cried in a DC movie before. No, I have. Shazam 2. Billy Batson's family. They feel like such a real family. And then in this one, I mean, Jaime's family, my gosh. It feels so real. The story, this is what I explain it to people. Watching this movie is like Iron Man meets Spider-Man meets Miss Marvel meets Ant-Man meets Power Rangers, and then just because of the music choice meets Stranger Things. For the most part, the special effects were really cool. There's definitely some that's pretty easily CG spotted, but him having the practical suit helps so much. Like, please let's go back to practical suits. I thought the cast was really good for the most part. I did not care for the sister. She was just super annoying to me. When it came to the emotional scenes that she was involved with, though, I mean, she's a very great actress. That's what I'm saying. She's a great actress. Did very well. The character, I did not care for. George Lopez was hilarious. He's a lot of the heart in this movie. Almost all of the comedy in this movie. Yeah. And then the world building is pretty cool too. It doesn't go like super far into the scarab thing. It's like right there at the beginning. They show some scarab stuff, but it's like it's there to to dive into later. They mention Batman, they mention Superman, they mention Flash, but they're just literally mentioned. So all that means is that they exist in this universe. It's like we're not talking about Ben Affleck, we're not talking about Henry Cavill, and we're sure as heck not talking about Ezra Miller. So that's like your fresh new start. And it feels cool to start here. Instead of starting with Batman or Superman, which if I was starting a DC universe, that's what I would do, because it seems like the obvious thing to do. But to take the Blue Beetle movie and adopt that and be like, this is where we're starting, very cool. You have this broad DC universe, You've already seen skyscrapers. I think I saw a LexCorp thing. I don't know for sure. I'll have to watch Eric Voss break it down. You're seeing, the skyscrapers, that DC world. You're seeing already off in space. You already know all this crap exists. But to not start with, like, Batman, to start with this college student, this college grad in Florida Keys, and from not a wealthy part at all, to show him get picked and him thrown into this universe. It's like you already have all the wild stuff there. You don't have to try and stay grounded up until a certain point. I went into it going hey, I'm gonna sit down, I'm just gonna forget everything about the DCU. None of that matters at this point. This is something fresh. We're starting over, and I think it works out. So overall, I think it's a great movie. I think it's a fun family movie. Your kids would love it. There's a little more language in it than I would like to take my kids to see. I don't have kids, I'm just saying. I wouldn't say it's a kid's movie because of that, but I think it's a cool, fun family action superhero movie. If I had to rate it out of 5, I think I'd put it at a 4. Right now, as of right now, I feel like I'd put it at a 4 because I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. Let me know what you think about the movie in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe. I'll probably make a spoiler review, talk about some of the spoiler things that happen in the movie. We want to talk about that, so you can come back later and check that out. But I'll see you next time.